Can greatness ever truly fade, or does it simply evolve, shifting shape, changing tempo, but never quite disappearing? And when that question is asked about LeBron James, it carries a sense of gravity that very few athletes in history can command. After all, we are not just talking about a player nearing the end of his career. We are talking about someone who has defined an entire era of basketball. So the real question isn't whether he has anything left to prove. It's whether there is still one final moment waiting. One last stretch that reminds the world why his name has echoed through arenas for over 2 decades. At this stage, LeBron exists in a space that feels almost mythological. He has outlasted generations of players, adapted to multiple evolutions of the game, and remained relevant in ways that defy logic. Younger stars have come and gone, systems have changed, the pace of the game has transformed, and yet, he's still here, still producing, still thinking the game at a level few can match. And yet, this season has felt different. His journey with the Los Angeles Lakers has been filled with both triumph and turbulence. Yes, there was the championship that validated his move to Los Angeles, but since then, the road has been uneven. Injuries have disrupted rhythm, roster changes have complicated chemistry, and for the first time, there has been a lingering sense of uncertainty surrounding his future. Earlier in the year, that uncertainty felt louder than ever. A battle with sciatica sidelined him and raised questions, not just about his health, but about his durability moving forward. There were games where his presence felt limited, where his usual dominance was replaced by something more measured, more cautious. And naturally, speculation followed. Was this the beginning of the end? Was this his final season in purple and gold? But then, as has happened so many times before, LeBron adjusted. That's perhaps the most remarkable aspect of his career, not just his greatness, but his ability to evolve. Where others decline, he reinvents. Where others fade, he recalibrates. As the season progressed, the Lakers began to show signs of life. Luka Doncic elevated the offense into something dynamic, blending scoring with playmaking in a way that opened the floor for everyone else. Austin Reeves stepped into a larger role, becoming a reliable secondary creator who could take pressure off the primary ball handlers. And LeBron? He embraced a different kind of responsibility. Instead of forcing himself into every play, he became the connector, the player who ties everything together. He operated off the ball more, picked his spots more carefully, and leaned into his greatest weapon, his basketball IQ. He didn't need to dominate every possession to control the game. He simply needed to understand it better than everyone else on the floor. For a brief moment, it worked beautifully. The Lakers looked cohesive, balanced, dangerous even. And naturally, the conversation shifted. Could they make a run? Could this be one of those late-season surges that turns into something special? Then came the turning point. In a crucial matchup against the Oklahoma City Thunder, everything unraveled. Doncic suffered a hamstring injury, one of the most delicate injuries for a player whose game relies heavily on rhythm, change of pace, and sudden bursts. Not long after, Reeves went down with an oblique injury, another setback that directly impacts a player's ability to absorb contact, twist through defenders, and finish in traffic. Just like that, the Lakers' structure collapsed. 2 key offensive engines were gone, and with them, the identity that had been building all season. The question was no longer about how far this team could go. It became something much simpler and much more daunting. Can they survive? And more specifically, can LeBron hold them together? It's a question that feels almost nostalgic because it echoes so many moments from his past. We've seen this story before. We've seen him carry undermanned teams, elevate role players, and bend entire playoff series through sheer will. His runs with the Cleveland Cavaliers, especially in 2007 and 2018, weren't just impressive, they were borderline unbelievable. But time changes everything. This is not the same LeBron. It can't be. At 41, the physical demands of the game weigh heavier. Recovery takes longer. The margin for error shrinks. The idea of carrying a team through multiple rounds feels unrealistic. But one series, that still feels possible. And that's where the matchup against the Houston Rockets becomes so intriguing. Houston is young, energetic, and defensively aggressive. They bring intensity on every possession, crash the boards, and turn games into physical battles. But they are also inexperienced. Their offense can stagnate, their execution can falter, and they lack the kind of proven playoff composure that defines elite teams. So what does that create? It creates opportunity. Because playoff basketball is often decided not by talent alone, but by control, by composure, by the ability to slow the game down and execute when everything tightens. And historically, those are the environments where LeBron has thrived. But can he still impose that level of control? Can he still manipulate the tempo, exploit mismatches, and deliver in the moments that matter most? Without Donny and Reeves, the pressure shifts dramatically. Players like DeAndre Ayton, Rui Hachimura, and Jared Vanderbilt are no longer just supporting pieces, they're essential to survival. They need to hit open shots, defend with discipline, and capitalize on the opportunities LeBron creates. Because he will create them. Even now, his vision remains unmatched. He sees angles others don't. He anticipates rotations before they happen. He understands where the defense will break, and when it does, he knows exactly how to exploit it. But the challenge isn't just about skill, it's about balance. He can't do everything anymore. He can't dominate every quarter, every possession, every moment. Instead, he has to be precise, efficient, strategic. So the real question becomes, can he master the art of timing one last time? Can he conserve just enough energy to take over when it matters most? And what if he does? Imagine the scenario. The Lakers hold home court. They grind out tough, physical games. LeBron orchestrates just enough offense, just enough leadership, just enough brilliance to keep them alive. Maybe he drops a vintage performance, a 30-point, 12-assist, 10-rebound night that reminds everyone of what he's capable of. Suddenly, the narrative shifts. Donny edges closer to returning. Reeves follows. The team regains its identity. Momentum builds. And that first-round series, it becomes something more than just a series. It becomes a statement. Because it wouldn't just be about beating the Rockets, it would be about defying time. About proving that even at 41, LeBron James can still bend the outcome of games, still dictate the flow of a series, still rise when everything seems stacked against him. And if the Lakers build on that momentum, if they carry it into the second round, perhaps even pull off an upset against a stronger opponent, that initial stretch becomes the foundation of something bigger. The moment where everything changed. The point where belief returned. But of course, there's another side to this story. What if it doesn't happen? What if, despite everything, LeBron can't carry them this time? It would force a difficult realization, not about his greatness, but about its limits. It would suggest that the version of LeBron who could single-handedly control a series might finally be gone. And that's not a failure. That's time doing what time always does. Still, it's hard to fully accept that possibility. Because LeBron has spent his entire career defying expectations. Every time the narrative has shifted toward doubt, he has responded with something extraordinary. So why not one more time? Why not one more series where he reminds the world exactly who he is? Because in the end, this isn't just about wins and losses. It's about moments, about legacy in its purest form, about the ability to rise when everything seems uncertain and deliver something unforgettable. And maybe that's why this series feels so important. Not because it will define his career, but because it has the chance to add one final, unforgettable layer to it. So as the games unfold, the questions linger. Can he still take over when it matters most? Can he still control the chaos, slow the game down, and deliver in the defining moments? Or are we witnessing the final chapter of a career that has already given us everything? Either way, one thing remains certain. When LeBron James steps onto the floor in the playoffs, you can never fully count him out. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what makes this moment so compelling. Would you like it? Hit the like button and subscribe to our channels for more interesting videos.